Good morning, Zio here, and today we were going to talk about GeForce Now, which is a new cloud service by GeForce, or NVIDIA. NVIDIA, GeForce, nah, they're the same thing anyway. So that's what we were going to talk about today. We're still going to kind of talk about that, but instead, we're going to be talking about the Blizzard ban as a result to using a service like NVIDIA's GeForce Now. So grab your coffee. Let's get into it, shall we? So this is what we got. I was looking up some information on GeForce Now so I could do a video on it, right? We were going to go into it, look at it, because it looks pretty good. And I don't want to go too much into it because I'm still going to do that video. However, while I was looking for it, I also heard that Activision and Blizzard and a couple of other companies have apparently pulled out, and I was trying to find the information on that so we could go over that in said video. And instead I came across this. A confirmed Blizzard was banned anyone who has used cloud services including GeForce Now. And apparently there has been a change to the EULA where they will ban you for using cloud services to stream your game to other places. Which, you know, on one hand I'm just like, Blizzard, why? On the other hand, I can somewhat see why they would be taking aback from this and being more like, maybe not. But also, of course, at the same time, it feels like Blizzard, you're just not getting with the times. If we're going to do this cloud gaming thing, we need to go all in or nothing at all at this point. And I think it would be kind of cool to be able to play Blizzard games on the other things besides your computer, of course. And I'm not talking about like console or anything like that. I mean just taking your library and streaming it. Of course, this is all stuff we're going to probably re-go over in the next video when I get a chance to actually talk about the GeForce Now thing. But anyway, I saw this and was like, well, wait a second, what? And we got to look at this, which of course leads me to this. Apparently, if you're using a cloud service, you will be banned from Blizzard games. So if you're using anything, you might want to think against it because they will ban you with a first offense of 30 days. But let's read real quick. I just learned about the EULA change after my ban last night, so it's on me for getting banned, but wanted to get a warning out to people that are still using cloud gaming services to play WoW to curtail the usage until Blizzard has a change of heart. Services include GeForce Now, Parasect Gaming, Liquid Sky, Vortex Gaming, Shadow, and many others coming out. I am not the only one to get this ban. And why is this? Real quick, because Blizzard games were supposed to be one of the games that you could use GeForce Now with, by the way. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not the only one to get this ban. A few players of Parasect got banned last night, and the others on Liquid Sky earlier. On June 1st, new EULA came out into effect that has a provision saying cloud gaming is against their rules. First offense is a 30-day ban. It's really harsh for such an infraction, but that's their current policy. I'm not looking for sympathy, just a heads up and warning to others using similar services. Section 1CV Cloud Computing, and a link to the EULA. My Reddit post on this with some additional discussion seems they classify cloud gaming as account sharing, which is a huge offense for Blizzard, and that is the thing that I'm just like, what? Of all the things that you could go ahead and have a reasoning for cloud sharing, cloud gaming or anything, playing your game via the cloud is account sharing? That's the argument you want to go with, Blizzard? You sure on that? I can at least think of one other thing that's way worse than letting, you know, Billy Joe Thorman or whatever his name is over here play my WoW account or something like that, or play my Diablo 3. I can think of at least one. It's a lot worse than that. But that's what we're going with. Anyways, be careful and act accordingly. I now have to miss out on the pre-patch and be ready just hours before launch when my ban expires. Also, need to start saving money for hardware apparently. Just a heads up, after a day in my ban, I was able to get a second appeal, and that was granted leniency and overturned my ban but they said my account is marked accordingly and I'm on thin ice. If I use cloud gaming services again, could be a 1-year ban or an account closure. I think with enough people confused on what they got banned, they reversed a few of the earlier players, but I recommend not testing your luck. Duh. Blizzard, nobody knows that they can't stream their game to their TV without you bringing down a ban hammer. But of course, if we go down here, sorry, I had to go find it real quick. Apparently I forgot to do that. You go down to section C, right? License limitations. Blizzard may suspend or revoke your license to use the platform or parts, components, and or single features thereof if you violate or assist others in violating the license limitations set forth below. You agree that you will not in whole or in part or under any circumstance do the following. So, derivative works, a section on cheating, cheats, bots, and hacks. You've got prohibited commercial use, esports. There's a whole little section on esports, but this one, 5. This is the one we want. I would highlight it, but you can't see it because of the way they've done their font and background. But cloud computing. Using the platform, including a game, in connection with any other unauthorized third-party cloud computing service, cloud gaming service, and any other service designed to enable the unauthorized streaming or transmission of games content from a third-party server to any device. Now, this is of course any unauthorized third-party clouding service, which is why I was so surprised, because GeForce Now was supposed to be able to have access to Blizzard games. It was supposed to be your Steam, your I think Origin might have been a thing. You know, Blizzard games, a lot of your game library was supposed to be compatible with GeForce Now, right? And then the Activision and Blizzard and I think 2 other companies pulled out of that deal, so certain games you are not able to play, and then suddenly they have clauses like this in their EULAs out of nowhere, which is a real big issue. Like, seriously, Blizzard, can you not play nice with everybody? Like, you've been catching enough flack as it is, and then you do crap like this. What the heck, man? But yeah, and then you've got the data mining, duplicating items, matchmaking, unauthorized connections, and things you would normally expect to be on something like this. You know, with cheating, hacking, duping, and things like that. You know, don't do that. It's a big no-no. You can't do that. But to sit there and say that this is the same thing as akin to account sharing? Wow, Blizzard. Wow. See, now, this is my theory. You know, they're big on hacking and things like that, especially in, say, something like Diablo 2, I'm sorry, Warcraft, World of Warcraft or Diablo 3, things like that, you know, trying to keep that game from being hacked to death and stuff like that. You know, I can see if, you know, they're using a cloud service and somehow they've used the computer in the cloud to somehow confuse the, you know, Blizzard servers or whatnot, and they figure out a way to duplicate items using that, or duplicating gold, or, you know, creating items out of thin air and stuff like that. Yeah, that's my thought of why they would not want that sort of thing, which of course, you know, would beg to, you know, need a thing in the EULA saying, look, if it's an unauthorized third-party cloud computing service, no go, because you could do this X, Y, and Z, and then you just sort of link to all this other stuff like duplicating items, hacking, botting, cheating, and so forth. Yeah, so that's what I would probably have thought the thing would be. But to throw out, yeah, your account sharing, we got it, you were the one playing, but we're still gonna claim your account sharing with some nobody. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. See, really, what's going on is, the third-party computer is the one logging into WoW, right? You're typing in your information there, it's logging into WoW, and then it's projecting, what it's getting from the servers to whatever device that you're on, whether it be your phone, your computer, your TV, your smart TV, that really crappy laptop that you keep sitting over there that doesn't, you've not turned on in 15 years, that sort of thing. Of course, as long as you've got whatever app that is capable of running on it to allow it to project that to it, which isn't really that big of a thing, in my opinion, because it would be no different than if I was technically running it on this computer and then forwarding it from this computer to, say, my TV, using Wi-Fi or whatever connection, direct connection into the, the router or whatever, and just sort of beaming it over to my TV. It's no different there. I can see the fear for it, but why not just give that as the reason instead of, we think you shared your account? That's not. Anyway, here's the Reddit post talking about it. Be careful, cloud gaming users. Bans going out update. Where we go through a lot of that, and we've got the ticket here. The ticket. This is Cold Blizzard. Anyway, he asks straight up, I would really like to know what evidence you have for account sharing, aside from me playing on a cloud gaming machine, and why playing from a cloud gaming machine has such a severe ban, because it is 30 days plus to play your own game just using somebody else's computer. That's essentially what we're doing here, right? We're using somebody else's, computer to play our own game. That's such a high ban. Anyway, where was I? I'd like to know sharing, aside from cloud gaming, and why playing from a cloud machine has such a severe ban, especially for a new rule that only recently was enforced and many are not aware of. I use my authenticator for a reason and never share my account because I know how strict Blizzard is about these things. And yeah, I mean, using the authenticator, I've got one too. I use this thing for a reason, so nobody can break into my account. I've seen it happen to my buddy with his Diablo account. I'm not going to let that happen to mine, when it comes to my Blizzard accounts or anything. But yeah, I will be a I use my authenticator for a reason and never share my account because I know how strict Blizzard is about these things. I'd highlight this, but I can't. It's a picture. I understand I broke the current EULA, but could the ban at least be shortened so I can enjoy the end of the expansion and the expansion's launch? I pre-ordered the expansion for a reason, and with this, I will be 1 to 2 days late to the launch, and now will not be able to participate in pre-patch event stories only because I use Cloud Gaming Machine, which up until 2 weeks ago was perfectly fine, or was perfectly okay. And Blizzard responds with, this action has been taken into accordance with our terms of use and our in-game policies. Link to EULA. With all players acknowledging and agreeing to prior playing World of Warcraft, these policies and conditions allow us to maintain a fun and safe game environment for all players. Really? Our Battle.net terms can be found here. We now consider this matter closed, and we will not look to enter into further discussions on the subject. This ticket was marked resolved. And that is by far the most infuriating thing right there, is to go, hey, how is this X? Can you please explain? To then Blizzard going, hey, F off. We owe you no explanation. You're banned. Enjoy. That is the most infuriating thing ever. Anyway, apparently that happened. That's a thing that happened. Another reason to rail against Blizzard, of course. Blizzard, why? I don't understand. Anyway, sometime later this week, we will be talking about the GForce slightly. I am going to push this out for Monday's video, of course, instead of Monday's video what it was going to be. So I'm going to change that, of course. because I think this one's a bit more pressing now that it might be something that everybody knows by now, for all I know. I'm just really, really late to the game. But anyway, yeah, this actually happened. Blizzard will ban you from using cloud services to apparently run their games. It is against the TOS. So yeah, be careful out there. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.